Hi, and welcome to the Shoot from the Heart podcast with me, Diane Bell. If you want to write a script, make a movie, or quite simply live an abundant and creatively fulfilled life, you are in the right place. Each week I'll share with you tips, techniques, and real-world information that will inspire and empower you on your path. Thank you so much for joining me. I am rooting for you all the way. Let's do this. Hello, gorgeous soul, and welcome to this episode of the podcast. Today I want to share with you something quite special. You might know that over the last weekend, I shared a masterclass called Millionaire Creatrix Rising, and it was especially for creative women who are ready to blow their own minds with what is possible for them, to really explode in their career, in their income level, in what they're available for, what they're receiving, what they're making. Now, in this, I shared this analogy at the start of it, and I didn't really realize quite how powerful this analogy was going to be. But so many participants have reached out to me to say, this blew my mind, this changed my life, like just that was everything. And I want to share it with you today. So this is from the very beginning of the Millionaire Creatrix Rising class. And if you want to get into the rest of the class, I will put the link into the show notes so that you can sign up and hear the whole thing. But this was the foundation of it. This was the starting point of it. And this is an analogy which I think is going to help a lot of people, because what I see over and over is that people have really big dreams and you have big desires, but the game that you're playing is not setting you up to win those things. So listen into this and see what lands for you. What I'm going to be sharing with you today is very recently lived experience. It's very much like what is on my mind and what is happening right now in my mind, in my body, and all that. So this is going to be a very honest heart-to-heart conversation we're going to have today. Tomorrow we're going to get more into strategy and into how to implement things and how to act and how to move and all of that. But today is really setting the context of this whole class and what we're doing here and why we're here. I want to start today's call with this. Got my cards here. Got a nice packet of cards. Who likes to play cards? I was thinking about this thing, that life is really like one big poker game, right? And you all get dealt a hand of cards. And so I'm just going to take 5 cards. These are your cards. I did not plan this, okay? I have not planned what cards you've got. Okay, you actually got pretty good cards here. Holy Toledo. This was not planned, okay? I did not fix that. Look at those. You just got a great hand of cards dealt to you. But basically, you get at birth a hand of cards dealt to you. And you didn't really get to choose which cards you got. It was just like, here's your cards. Go play with these. You get dealt a hand of cards when you're born. And you get to decide how you play them. And the amazing thing in life is, it really doesn't matter what you get dealt at birth, because there's 2 things about this. First of all, you can always change some of them. You're like, I don't really like that card, so I'm going to see if I can swap this for something else, right? I'm going to take this one instead. Oh, don't like that one either. Okay, can I get another one, right? So we can always be swapping our cards and asking for a different one and playing a different one. The other aspect is we can be swapping our cards, but we can also control how we play the game. And as everybody knows here, I'm sure, you can win with a crappy hand of cards if you play it really well. And you can also lose with a great hand of cards if you play it really poorly. It can go both ways, right? So it's not just the hand that you get dealt. It's how you play the game that determines whether you win or not. Am I right? So the deal here is, you might be right now playing a game of cards in your life. You got, a pretty good hand. You swapped them out for something. You made it better because you're that kind of person. You didn't just go, I got a shitty hand. It's going to be shit, right? And throw the towel in and just like lose, lose, lose. And some people do that. And some people get a great hand and choose that path anyway. But you might be somebody who feels like, I've got a pretty good hand of cards and I'm playing the game pretty damn well, but I don't seem to be winning that big. Like, I don't really get it, what I'm doing wrong, because, I'd kind of like to be winning $100,000, winning $1 million, winning $5 million. And I'm using the numbers as a way, but we could also include like different kinds of levels of success, right? This doesn't necessarily need to be money, but we're going to use money, and it's kind of like an analogy for anything. why am I playing this well? And I've got a decent hand, but I'm not winning at the level that I want. And as I say, this could be actually about love affairs. This could be about so many different things. What is going on? Why am I not winning at a higher level when I'm playing the game well and I've got a good hand? And does anybody ever feel this in life? It's like, what gives? I'm a good person. I work hard. Why am I not earning more money? Why am I not getting big breaks? Why am I not making more opportunities? Like, what's going on? Yes. Okay. So lots of people saying yes in everything. Now, here's the thing. There's playing the game and there's having your hand of cards. But what really matters is which table you're playing at. Because if you say to the croupier, you're like, what gives? Why am I only winning $10? I want to win $1 million, but I'm just winning $10. Like, what's going on? Because I keep winning every round, but I'm just getting $10. And the croupier is like, hey, do you know what? This table, the maximum amount you can win is actually $10. If you want to win more, you got to go to a different table. And you know this in casinos, right? There's like different tables. There's different levels of games being played. So there's a table over there where it's $1,000 maximum prize. There's one over there that's $10,000. There's one that's $100,000. There's one that's $1 million. What do they call them? Big whales or something? Big sharks? What is it? Does anybody know the gambling term? I don't know that much about gambling, by the way. So the issue for a lot of us is we're playing at the wrong table. Yeah, we've got a good hand and we're playing the game well. We know how to play a good game. But we're playing at a table that caps us. We're playing at a table that won't let us win what we really want to win. Big whales. Thank you, Susan. Big whales, right? The big whale table. So you're not at the big whale table. So you want the big whale prize, but you're not at the big whale table. You're not going to win a big whale prize at a small table. Like, it just doesn't exist. So you might be like, wait a second. Well, can I change tables? Like, yeah. You can choose whatever table you want to go to. You're totally free to do that. Why didn't somebody tell me this? You mean right now I'm playing at the table where the maximum prize is $100, but I could be at the table where you can win 100,000? The croupier is like, yeah. Okay. Well, can I go over there and do it right now? Can I go join that table? And it's like, yeah, of course you can. You can go. And you're like, but wait a minute. That table's kind of scary. I mean, those are like pro players. Like, that's a whole other level of game going on over there. Maybe I'm not good enough to be at that table. What if I lose? What if I lose at that table? The stakes are much higher. Like, wait a minute. Maybe I feel safer at this table, right? Maybe this is actually a fine table for me to be at. Because that table feels a little daunting. The croupier is like, well, it's up to you. But if you want to win big, you got to change tables. And the only price to get to that new table is just my decision. Yeah. My self-belief. My courage. Yep. What am I going to do? Which table am I going to play at? Now, the thing is, a lot of us in life are wanting to play at the $1 million table. We're like, bring on the millions, baby. Like, I'm ready for my millions. But we're playing a $10,000 game. And this might trigger, you might be like, what? How dare you say that? But the conversation that I want to have with you today is about changing tables. And it's about having the confidence to do that, understanding what the game is, how we up level our game so that we win at the next table, at the big table, at whatever table we want to go to. Because literally, you in your life, you can win the biggest prize. You can win all the money, all the success, all the love, all the happiness, whatever it is that you dream of right now. But you've got to be playing the game at that level in order to receive it. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. And too many people play this game for themselves where they're like, I want the big prize, but I'm only going to stay at a table where I feel safe, where I don't really have to invest too much, where I play a pretty small game. And I'm playing that small game and hoping for big results, but I'm not at the table to win the big results. Is this landing for you? So the question right now that I would ask you is, do you already feel what table you're at? And is it the table you want to be at in your life? I'm here today because I recently had the realization that the dreams in my heart didn't match the game I was playing or the table that I was playing at. And I want to open this conversation really with this idea that you are capable of being at any table you want to be at. You can win at any table that you truly desire to be at. And let's be honest, not all of us want to play at the biggest tables, and that's totally fine. This is not about, like, you have to want, we should all want, because maybe there's tables that we don't want to be at. Maybe there's $1 billion table that we're like, I actually have no desire to be at the $1 billion table. But what I'm going to introduce you to this idea is that whatever you dream of, it is meant for you. And so the first thing that I want you to do in this whole process that we're going to go through in these next 3 days is just in your heart, attune yourself to what is it that I really want? Am I receiving it right now, or is there a next level for me? And what is that level? Like, if I could be at any table, what would it be? What do I want to be playing for? Really? Now, if I asked you this, and you may want to put it in the chat if you're feeling brave, a year from now, what table would you like to be the winner at? And it's really worth thinking about this, because you can't win at the table unless you choose to be at it. But a year from now, what would you like to be earning? What kind of success would you like to be having? Now, know this, that whatever is coming through for you, and you might be thinking, what I'd really like is to be making $10,000 a month. You might be thinking, I'd really like to be making $50,000 a month. You might be really thinking, I'd love this level of success, whatever it is. Now you know what table you want to be at, right? 10K months. Okay, I was there once. I know this, and I'm going to talk to you about that in just a second. 10K months, totally doable. The Film Fest table, totally doable. Right? So it's knowing this top table, earning 50K a month, right? Totally doable. And I love this, just that clarity, that focus, going, this is what my desire is. This is what I want. And there's no right or wrong about this. There's no right or wrong. Now, what I'm going to share with you over these next 3 days is how you get to that table and win at that table. That's what we're talking about. How you get to the table that you want to be at, the 10K month a table, the 20K month a table, 50K month a table, Film Fest table. Whatever it is for you, how we get there and how we win at it, because I don't just want you to know that whatever you dream of is possible, because it's really easy for us all to get into that rah, emotional, I'm visualizing it, I'm seeing it, I'm making it happen, right? And it feels good. But I actually want to give you a blueprint for winning, a strategy for how you play this game and win at it, so that you can go to whatever table you want and be like, I know how to play the game at this table and what it's going to take to win at this table. And you are clear on it and it feels good. So this was taken from the beginning of day 1 of Millionaire Creatrix Rising. If you've been listening to this and you're like, Diane, I need to know how to win this game, then I recommend you dive into the full 3-day masterclass. And as I said, I'm going to put the link in the show notes here, but also you could just go to dianebell.com/rising and sign up to watch the rest of those classes today. Now, at the end of those classes, I opened up a brand new container that I am just crazy about and crazy excited about, and it is the Millionaire Creatrix Collective. This is for women who are ready to play the game at a whole other level. This is for the woman who, hearing this, is like, I recognize right now I'm playing a way smaller game than I should be, and I'm ready to step up. I want to raise the level of myself in all the ways. Now, once you listen to the whole series of Millionaire Creatrix Rising, you'll see that there are 4 main steps that we must pay attention to if we are going to play the game and win at it. And so in the Millionaire Creatrix Collective, you are going to be focusing on those 4 things. I'm going to give them to you here so that you have a sense of what they are and what the focus of Millionaire Creatrix Collective will be. To be clear, this is the highlight version. If you want the full details of them, please go to that masterclass and jump in there. It's only $11 at the moment. The price will be going up. It's a 222 masterclass that right now is available for just $11. So get in there, do it. What you're going to learn is the 4 steps that I call the Ascension Blueprint. And if you focus on these every step of the way, you're always going to keep raising your game and expanding. So the first step is connected with your identity. And always, no matter what you want in life, the question you should ask yourself is not what do I have to do? How do I do it? But instead, who do I need to become? Because your identity is always and without fail the foundation for creating your results. There's a version of you who is living your big dream. There's a version of you who is at that $1 million table winning. Who is she? How does she think? How does she move in the world? How does she treat herself? How does she talk to herself? What are her daily habits? If you can start to embody her now before you've actually created the result, you're going to win. Imagine for a moment if you walk up to the $1 million table, but you're still like, I'm just like a little $10,000 player. You are not going to win at that table. But if you walk up there already like, I am a $1 million player. I belong here. Guess what? You're going to win there. So the first step is always identity. The second step in the Ascension Blueprint is your offerings. Now, the reason that it's this is because the way that you receive value in this world is by giving value. You cannot expect to receive $1 million if you are literally creating work that is worth 1,000. It doesn't match. It doesn't work. And this is the place where we have to get really real with ourselves about what we're creating and what value that has. One piece of this is that it must flow from your identity. I believe that in order for you to create millions out of alignment, it's essential that what you're creating is flowing from your soul. And when you tap into your unique soul blueprint, your true identity, then you will create incredible work that has a really intrinsically higher value than if you're creating work which is simply a copy of somebody else's. So when you tap into your genius, your mission, your purpose, that's when you will start to create a much stronger game, a much bigger game. But there's another piece to this, which is also something quite strategic. It's like, what is the value of this thing in the marketplace? It's fine to be like, this is my soul's creation. And you like threw a bunch of paint and a canvas and, only your mother actually loves it. Okay, yeah, it might be your soul's purpose and it might feel really great to you. But how is it helping the world? How is it really serving other people? And the more that you are able to serve other people and help them transform and help them receive what they desire, the more you are going to be repaid and compensated for it. So offerings, we've got to be real. If you want to create $1 million, you've got to be creating $1 million offerings. And that is something that each of us has to be real about and upgrade and up level if it's necessary. The third step is your voice. Now, your voice for me covers marketing, sales, how you talk about your work, how you pitch yourself, how you present your work to the world. The truth is, you could have this $1 million identity, you could have these $1 million offers, but if your voice is thwarted, if you're still unsure about how to speak about it, and you're not really sure who this thing is for anyway, and so you're not really speaking to them, and you're kind of just shouting about it, but you're not really clear about it, it's not going to work. What is absolutely essential here is that you up-level your ability to show up in this world in a way that magnetizes the people who will love your offerings, whatever they might be. So that the right people are like, aha, wait, what has she got? Now your voice has to be a beacon of clarity about what it is that you're offering and who it is for. It's got to be a beacon of confidence, because if you are not sure about it and why it matters and who it matters for, then nobody else is going to be too. And it's got to be a beacon of conviction. Now, when you start to speak about your work and about yourself with those things, with clarity, with conviction, with confidence, you will start to create incredible results at whatever table you desire to play at. Now, there is a fourth step. There is a fourth step in the ascension sequence. And so we have already identity, and then offerings, and then our voice and how we're selling our work. And that includes your content as well. That includes your social media. That includes the way you're selling things, your sales pages. That includes how you're pitching things, your query letters, all the things, right? All the ways that you sell your work and that you communicate your work to other people. But then right at the top, and I see this really as an ascension through the body, through the chakras, starting at the root, coming up, up. And right at the top, we have your magic. Now, I believe that really to create the millions, to win at the $1 million table, we have to be in our magic. Now, magic is not some woo-woo esoteric thing for me. Magic is very clear. It is your self-trust and your trust in the universe. And those are the absolute linchpins of it. If you are working on your identity and creating these offers and you're making sales, you're putting things out into the world, but there's a part of you that doesn't really trust that it will work, guess what? You're never going to get that far. If there's part of you that doesn't really trust other people, doesn't trust the world, expects the worst, guess what's going to happen? You're going to cap your ability to win. So the piece about magic is a huge one. And yes, it's self-trust, it's trust in the universe. But how does that play out? Partly it's through your intuition. You were born with the greatest guidance system on planet Earth, and yet you've been conditioned to ignore it. When you start listening to your intuitions and then have the level of self-trust to follow through on them, this is when things start to just like skyrocket. You can win at the biggest table when you have magic running through your veins. And you do have magic running through your veins, but it's really a question of activating it. So if all of this sounds exciting to you, first of all, jump into that class. It's only $11. It will be going up to $222, so don't wait. And what you're going to get is these steps in detail. This is just the bullet point cliff notes, but if you really want to understand these so you can master them and integrate them into your life, you need to listen to this class. You need to get in there. It's 3 parts over 3 hours, and you are going to be so changed by it. Now, the other thing is, though, if you want to go deeper, Millionaire Creatrix Collective. This ascension blueprint is the focus of our collective. When you join the collective, you're going to be joining a group of women who are committed to raising the bar on themselves. You are going to be stepping up immediately to the $1 million table because that's where we are playing. That is the frequency of this group. Millionaire Creatrix all the way. So the Millionaire Creatrix is a woman who makes millions through creating from her soul. And I think every woman deserves to be that, deserves to claim that, deserves to own that. So in the collective, we will meet every 2 weeks and you will have my support and my guidance. We will be laser focused on what area you need to be working on to raise your standards, to play the game where you can win it. You will also be receiving, and this is crazy, my business coach said, do not do this. And I was like, no, it just feels so good to me. It feels so abundant and lovely. But you will receive access to every masterclass and program that I share while you are a member of the collective. So it's a 6-month commitment. So that means you get access to everything I do for 6 months. That alone is worth 5 times what you would be investing. So if you want more information about the Millionaire Creatrix Collective, if you're feeling the vibe of, my God, Diane, I'm ready to play a bigger game. I want to step up to the $1 million table. I want the tools, the techniques, the mindset shifts. I want the energy of it. But I also want the strategy. I also want help with my offers, with my voice. I really want to play this at a bigger game so that I win at a bigger level. Then join us. In the notes, you'll find the link. Join me and be one of the founding members, one of the first. 8 women have already listened to that call. Are you number 9? I'll see you on the inside. Let's play a bigger game. Together we rise. See you next week. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast today. I know you can listen to so many different podcasts, so it really means the world to me that you chose to listen to this. If you've enjoyed this and you've had any value out of this podcast at all, can I ask a little favor? Could you please share it on social media or go to wherever you're listening to it and leave a review so that other people can find it? I really, really appreciate it so much. I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you at the next one. If you want to get in touch at any point, send me a message, support@dianebell.com, and also check out my website, dianebell.com, and see what I'm up to. Hopefully I'll see you in the social medias. Take care, and I'll see you next time.